Alright, so I want to talk about two shows really quickly. Great Balls of Fire and Monday Night Raw. I'm not going to do a super deep dive on either show because I don't have that kind of time. And you've seen them both already yourself, so you have your own opinion, so you don't really need mine. But just really briefly, I'll talk about Great Balls of Fire. So, let's see, what was the card? So, one of the main marquee matches on the card was obviously Enzo and Cass facing off against each other. It's hard not to say Enzo and Cass, but it's like Enzo versus Cass. That was one of the marquee matches. And it was actually what it needed to be. It wasn't spectacular, of course. There could have been more in terms of action back and forth, but that wasn't what this match was about. The match was about building on that underdog story of like, okay, now that this group is broken up, now this is David and Goliath's story. So Enzo obviously has to be just straight up destroyed by Cass in this first match, and that's what happened. The Hardys, Cesaro and Sheamus, the 30-minute Iron Man match, I wasn't excited for it at all, and I wasn't paying attention to a lot of it until those last 10 minutes, and I thought the action got really intense, so that was cool. What else? I'm trying to think how the women's title match, it was a disappointment. I felt like Sasha and Alexa could have done better. I've seen them do better. IC title didn't give one bit of a crap about. Ambulance match didn't care about too much, but the ending I enjoyed. Of course, this really makes Roman into a super heel, but I enjoyed it. It was really cool. And I like that Braun just climbs out. They use the jaws of life to pry this thing open, and he just he just stumbles away. And I love that they just brought Curt Hawkins and Heath Slater out, just like, have a match. They just found the two closest redheads. They're like, get out there and have a match. What else? Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar. That match I enjoyed it. It was like a train wreck type of match, like I thought it was gonna be, but they made it way closer than I thought it would have been. I thought it was gonna be a pretty clear division. I thought there was going to be a couple moments like, oh, Joe almost snuck it out, but then Brock was going to turn on full Brock mode and just completely destroy Joe after weathering an initial onslaught. But now it was pretty even all the way up until the end. So yeah, so the Joe and Brock match was my favorite. I would say it was. I really feel like there needs to be a rematch, and we'll see if that happens based on the results of what happened on Monday Night Raw, or what they talked about on Monday Night Raw. So, with the Raw, Big Cass comes out and does his promo, yada yada. Then Big Show comes out to challenge him and beats him up. I don't need to see Big Show for anything else. Let me see. Gallows and Anderson end up fighting the Hardys after they're all beat up from their match of Great Balls of Fire, and they win. So that was a surprise for Gallows and Anderson. Good for them, I guess. I don't know if that means they're having a push, or this was just like some kind of filler thing to get the Revival out, because it seems like the real feud is going to be with the Revival versus the Hardys. So, like, Gallows and Anderson just kind of got the win just swept from under them, because it's just like, oh, that doesn't mean anything now, I guess. Or whatever. The Mizzy Awards. It was really a stupid segment. Like, most Miz TV segments are not good. For a character who's doing some of the best promo work he's ever done, these like Miz TV segments tend to just be a straight up waste of time. And then obviously Dean Ambrose comes out and interrupts. Whatever. It was a women's tag match. Goldust and R-Truth, they actually had a match. It wasn't just a beatdown. It was a real back and forth match where there was a straight up winner. So there's that. Goldust wins the first match. I don't know if there's any cause to have a third outing between the two of them, but I guess we're gonna see. There's some more stuff about Corey Graves and Kurt Angle with his mysterious secrets on his phone that will be revealed next week. He's gonna come clean. He could lose his family over this. He could lose his job. So we'll see what this is. I feel like it's drugs, but we'll see. Cruiserweights had a match. I can't remember much about it. This review I'm reading, they were really big fans of it. The two things that make me tune out is like cruiserweight matches and tag matches. So this was a cruiserweight tag match. Also, whenever you say like Noam Dar and Alicia Fox are going to be involved, that's also the thing. So there's like 3 strikes for me. So this is why I don't remember anything about the cruiserweight match. So the main event was Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins, and I think I completely tuned out for the entirety of this match because, like, I am so tired of Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins. Oh, I think that's the one thing I ignored on the Payback recap. Like, yeah, they had a match at Payback. I mean, Great Balls of Fire as well. I'm thinking Payback because over this past week, we've been seeing all these commercials. I mean, all these Facebook ads for Great Balls of Fire. And it above all of those, where it shows a picture of Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe, it says Seth Rollins seeks vengeance against Samoa Joe at WWE Payback. And then it shows a picture of Great Balls of Fire. So, like, I have Payback on the brain associated with Great Balls of Fire. And also, throughout the entire episode of Raw, they said, last night at our inaugural Great Balls of Fire match, at the inaugural Great Balls of Fire match, I'm like, no, don't say inaugural, the one and only Great Balls of Fire match. And like, then Kurt Angle comes out and doubles down on it. It's like, Great Balls of Fire, last night was a great event, and we can't wait for the next one. It's like, Jesus Christ. So they're going to try to bring this Great Balls of Fire thing back every single year. I hope they realize by next year that that's a mistake and they just bail on it. So, we'll see. It was a good pay-per-view, but it was just a terrible, terrible name. So yeah, that was Raw. Yes, I don't even remember how exactly Raw ended. There was... Yeah, so the Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins match, I think that was the end. And then I think at the very end, we see Kurt Angle on the phone. I guess he's talking to his wife. And he was like, it's going to be okay or whatever. And he's talking about the stuff he's going to come clean about next week. So we'll see whether it's drugs, steroids, which is the same thing, secret sexual misconduct, or something else. They say it's all leading into like the return of like the Authority, which is like, why do we need that? I hope that's not the case, but it's like, it can't be anything else. So we'll see. So let me know what you thought of Great Balls of Fire and Monday Night Raw, how you enjoyed them, things that stood out to you. And if you like my review, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I talk about wrestling every week on my channel, along with movies, TV shows and all kinds of things like that. Help me get to my goal of 150 subscribers. Thanks for watching, and that's all you get for today.